biopic, Michael Jackson.
At the end of April. Yeah, it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, it really looks good. I'm not too excited about Antoine Fuqua. He's not my favorite director.
I would say he's got a lot of good work. Well, I'll say a lot. I would say a lot.
I think Denzel's performances have pretty much carried him for the most part. I'm just being serious. Like I just don't. I don't think he's done anything that's like really groundbreaking. I was like, man, this is really amazing. He's been attached to Denzel since he did Training Day.
Yeah.
So
they have something else together.
The Equalizer movies.
Okay.
Yeah, and before that, what else? He's done one other thing, but it can not stand out to me. So that's the only thing that concerns me about the movie.
He got something else that I can't recall in this moment, but yeah, he's mediocre.
But I can appreciate them
slightly above average.
I can appreciate them having a black director for the movie. I can appreciate that.
Yeah, but okay, wait, that's another. We'll come back to that.
I can appreciate it. I mean, not saying it's gonna make it.
Do me a favor.
Good. My apologies.
Yep.
Not saying it's gonna make it good, but I can appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. PIE episode.
Let's wait for him to get his microphone situated. Wait for him to get his microphone situated.
Yeah. Hold on. Acting kind of loose. I'll just stay like this. There we go.
You good like that?
I'm good like that.
Comfortable? All right. PIE episode 4. Boom. What's up, fellas? I appreciate you. As always,
how are you?
Man. I'm good, man. I got my boy Jared Joseph in the building. Big Lee.
What's going on, man?
Big Lee. Long time no
see. I know, right? Glad to be here, man. Glad to be here. It's been a minute.
That's what's up, man. How you feeling? Life been
I'm good. I'm good. Life's good. I can't complain. I could. Is it worth it? Is the question.
Does it do anything?
No, not at all.
Last time I checked, nah. You good, Jared Joseph?
I'm great. Life has been pretty stellar for me lately. So.
Yep, that's good. Blessings, brother. The blessings, man. All right, I'm gonna dive into it as I usually do. Romanticism in our lives. I had to cover this, bro. By the way, it's something else I'm asking in a second. This guy already.
All right, good.
Man, that's funny, man. But yeah, man. I wanted to speak on this because I know me personally. I have a lot of experiences to where I've done really grand romantic. I'm talking like went all out, right?
Yeah.
Just to not end up with that woman. And I've been doing a lot of self-reflection lately and speaking to other people. I'll say this much: in our culture. Go ahead.
I know. I'm just listening.
Okay. Well, let me just ask something specifically. All right. This past Valentine's Day, did you go all out?
What's all out?
You tell me. It's relative to you.
What's all out? I don't know what all out is. So one thing with Valentine's Day, I don't.
Do you want to stop and start over? I forgot my phone.
That's your phone. No, we can. Yeah, man. What's all out?
So well, I'll say typically I don't subscribe to Valentine's Day. Like I don't subscribe. I think it's a little corny to celebrate it on the day of. I think it's too predictable. I don't like predictable things, right? That's never been like of my nature. Now I do understand the energy and aura around it. So my habit, what I've done, I've always done something around the date, either a week after, week before, a couple days before, a couple days after. Right, so that's always my intent. Is not going to be the day of.
I think you still do something.
I still do something. But it's not going to be like, it's the 14th, so something's gonna come. Yeah, I can't stand that. I don't know why. It's always been a thing where I'm just not a fan. So, but what I typically do, and I'm married, so it's like after a while, it's the sense of it isn't as mandatory. I would say, especially if you're doing the work daily and weekly and monthly, right?
Bingo.
If you're doing the work consistently, those moments don't really matter, in my opinion, to a couple that's really put in the work consistently, intentionality. Now, but I will say, what helps is my wife is a 70 Adventist, right? She grew up 70 Adventist, so she never celebrated holidays. So that just worked to my benefit. That those things never really mattered to her, but they mattered to me, so I knew them, and I've kind of broken that scale of she doesn't expect it, but she know it's coming, right? She doesn't expect that, hey, I need to have this, I need to have that, but I know she knows it's coming, and she's always grateful and appreciative of the moments. And I say all that to say, essentially, what I usually do is flowers, maybe a bear, especially with my daughter now. I make sure I do something for her so she understands the importance of being appreciated. Again, just generally speaking, not even just for that moment, just generally speaking. That's really it. I don't go too crazy. I'm not spending $400, $600. I'm sorry. I'm like $100, $150 maybe. You know what I mean? Like that's it. Let's keep it moving.
The type of things that some women actually expect just for that holiday.
But
I do have to ask real quick. does that only apply to Valentine's Day, or do you not celebrate Christmas on December 25th?
Yeah, for the company that I work for, Waffle House. So I'm usually at work. So yeah, I don't typically. It's usually a couple days before or a couple days after, so on and so forth. But that one is really. But I always tell people, especially people that I've tried recruiting to the company before, is if you shut the doors, if you close the blinds, you don't know that it's Christmas or it's not Christmas. If you don't look at TV, if you don't look at your phone, you don't know that it's not Christmas, right? The only thing that tells you it's Christmas is capitalism.
These are commercial based holidays,
That's
right?
it. That's it.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't align with the idea of what the world says Christmas is. It's more about building with your family, having that time with your family. Like, the only thing I like about it is that capitalism makes most of the world shut down. So it forces you to be with the one the one you're intimately in love with, or love in general, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Valentine's Day is the only one I really kind of do that one.
Quotes, bars, bars. Yo, Jerry Joseph did, and I can't remember the exact details of it. You've gone all out for, but
I know it sounds very strange, especially coming from a guy, but Valentine's Day used to be my favorite holiday of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You can be creative on most holidays, but to be creative in a romantic kind of way, I felt like just really spoke to me.
Okay.
And so I was someone who loved grand gestures.
Okay.
I still am.
Yeah.
And
I think most men are.
Yeah.
I think the more, not to cut you off, but I just want to put this tip in there. I think most men naturally are, but I think what's happened to all of us has shaped our understanding of how we approach those grand gestures. There are some more braver than others. So it's like, you know what, that happened, but I'm still going to do my thing. And someone's like, okay, this happened, I'm never doing this again, right? But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just like, I think we're all naturally that way. I think we all want to do that, but just our relationships that we've had with women, or even our mothers to an extent, probably has shaped our understanding of how we want to approach those relationships. But
for sure. It was my favorite holiday, and I got that one day a year to really show out. I always felt like I was a creative person, so I wanted to see how creative I could get, how far I can push myself, how grand of a gesture I could actually make.
Okay.
And so for years, that's what I sought after.
So it's more of a personal challenge more than was.
That's why I have to take it there, because that's something it was already a preconceived thing I was thinking on with you. What's the inspiration behind it? It's like a personal. It's almost like a.
Not exactly.
Okay.
Like, no doubt, that's how I feel. Like, I want to do the best that I can. Now, if I make this huge grand gesture and you can just switch a girl out for any other girl and it still work, then I don't really feel like that's success.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's what's the grandest gesture I can do for this one in particular.
For this one, okay, I got you.
For example, I've done ones where like it's been super romantic, and we've done like tons of flowers and candles and dinner, all this stuff. And then I had a girlfriend one time who, let's say she had to grow up pretty fast, right? So she didn't get a lot of opportunity to just be a kid when she was a kid. So for her Valentine's Day, we did things like we painted a comforter together. Just a silly little meme that was our favorite inside joke at the time.
Yeah.
We did a huge water balloon fight afterwards.
Oh, wow.
And then we also went to an arcade to go play some games and just hang out. So
yeah,
that was
creating a memory. Yeah, more than anything, I would say.
For sure.
I wouldn't even say that's a gesture. That's just creating a memory, right? At least that's how I view that. It's more of like, I think I'm sure she's never forgotten that moment in time. I don't think there's anybody that can comparably do something the same and it means the same, right?
Yeah.
Like that's I guess when I think about I think about grand gestures. I think about like, like really going out your way to spend or do this or do like to me that's not even you'd probably come out of pocket much for doing any of that. Like that but that's my interpretation of grand gesture, right? I attach it to what are you spending to
the plane in the air spelling out
that's what when I hear that, that's what I hear, if that makes sense.
And
but to me that's
intimate. That's intimate.
Yeah, it's very intimate.
And that's what creates memories.
Yeah.
But I want to bridge that to my next point, because how do you, all right, so with that being said, considering it didn't work out, hold on,
the one with the twins.
Oh.
Yeah.
So something that the whole point behind this was basically, I get the where it's coming from, but I'm kind of conflicted as I get older because I realize you can invest that type of energy into a person. See, what the culture has kind of tricked us to believe that that is a critical, or I'm sorry, that is a like a big part of a relationship. But when in reality, because you can do that for somebody and then not work out, and after you do it so many times, maybe it takes, like you just said, maybe one person, and then another person several times, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that can wear on the soul. And here's the why. Here's what I believe the why of it all. It's unnatural. It's unnatural. I think it's natural to kind of want to do those things in a carnal sense. But what you do when you go like grand, I would say grand acts of intimacy, right? You're venerating that person. Like you're like you had to know her really well to even be able to get in a space to be able to. So on some level, it's almost like, all right, let me show my affection in this grand way. And it's like, at the end of the day, what is it all worth? Relationships are far simpler than that, but yet people get the notion or that they should be something greater. In fact, I would even argue in Valentine's Day in particular, there's probably a lot of people that break up just off of just comparatively like looking around and seeing everything that's going on. It's like, I didn't get enough, or it's like you kind of set it up to where, or at least it's set up to where you're more prone to venerate your partner. And now you want to go all out and do these things and show how much I can show you. And it's like, but it's not about you. You know, when it goes back to the whole capitalistic aspect of it all, it's individualism that they're really pushing. I don't care if it's Mother's Day, I don't care if it's Valentine's Day. At the end of the day, love is something that's far more basic. It really is.
You know, I'm sorry, my bad.
No, go ahead.
I'm inclined to agree with you, as far as the premise of what you're saying. Essentially, the world is putting this idea of this expectation of what should happen on this particular day versus what really matters. Essentially, is what you're saying, right?
Because the world, it's almost like a cousin to idolatry in a sense. If you really think about it, all of it, even Mother's Day, Father's Day, I brought those up for a reason because true love. I mean, yeah, you're not even supposed to set up a day to show like to put that type of energy into any type of relationship. You're supposed to put things that are beyond personal relationships. Those things, like you said, you do those things to 24/7, 365 anyway. Like you always make space to show kind. But so when you take a day to single it out and be like, that's veneration, man. That's idolatry. It really is. But most people don't really understand it in that way because this is our culture. So we see it as, but most societies do not celebrate individualistic days in that way. You know what I mean?
No, I completely agree. And you know, when I hear that, I think about when people say, why do we have this is a whole nother conversation. Why do we have Black History Month? That's my immediate thought when you say that. And I understand the question. I understand the idea behind the question. Like, why are we solely focusing on this set of history, this particular time of the year, and so on and so forth, right? I understand that, right?
That's more so appeasement. That's appeasement.
You think so?
Yeah, I know so.
Okay.
So I'll say it's a difference because that's not idolatry. That's appeasement. Because if Black people need something to feel like they're getting something, like it's not the same, bro. Like that didn't come. That you had to damn near. You had to force Black History Month. You understand what I mean? It's different. The society could care a damn about Black people to that degree. Like they just do that. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the source is different. The inspiration is different. You know, Mother's Day is just basically one thing I'll say about America. It's the feminine component to everything is like, and that goes even when we talk Christmas. The commercial aspect is with. I remember being younger, and I'll be honest, I was a selfish, and I remember. I wanted certain things. Christmas to us was the gift giving aspect in entirety.
Every kid is gift giving aspect.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that. I would say most of them absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
So let's the reason I say every because there are some parents that really the giving aspect of it all they build that within their home and that's what they reinforce more. Like they might not even get you anything for Christmas. They say we're gonna go out and go to do charity or whatnot. So that's why I say it's a cultural thing.
My mother tried to do that. I wouldn't with it.
You won't with it?
I wouldn't with that. I was being selfish, man.
I need that PS2, man. What we talking about?
man.
Yeah, I don't even play games, man. No, I cried one time because I thought I wasn't going to get the place. I promise you.
I just, side note, I just had a conversation with my mother recently about, we were talking about something. I was like, because I was a very thankful kid. Like, I never was like outwardly complaining about what I did or didn't get. But I told her there's a couple times where I was upset. I was like, she's like, about what? I was like, oh, I can't even remember. But it was like a couple times. I thought I was gonna get this, man, and there was one year I told her, it's like, you were like 3 years late on one gift. I'm like, bro, this is 3 years late. Like, so I was definitely selfish in that regard, because that definitely was a sentiment that my mother tried to impose on me and my siblings at that particular time, and it never fully was fully fleshed out idea. If that makes sense. But I think it's because as a parent we kind of naturally fall to what we want our kids to have versus what they probably need. If that makes sense, I think naturally. In that state. But I will say the reason I bring it up as far as the inspiration behind Black History Month versus the inspiration behind these holidays is very different, right? The reasons behind it are very different. But the way you're describing it as like, hey, it's in the sense of, let me remember what you said exactly. You're essentially saying that, what did you say?
So yeah. With Black History Month.
No, about the Mother's Day. Valentine's Day, Father's Day.
These are worship days.
Worship days. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if you used that word before, but that's very different than when I was.
What is a worship day?
Like to worship.
Oh, worship.
Worship.
Okay.
What you think I said?
I thought you said worship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then my point definitely is very different than what I definitely don't lie, because people don't worship Black History Month. No, not that they should. It's just, that's not the same thing.
Here we go, February. It's almost like it's a sense.
But I do think it's important though. It's important.
It's because it's not even real Black history. That's the unfortunate part of it.
I think it's the energy behind it. It's not even about the fact that it's Black History Month. It's the fact that
the unification of it for so-called blacks.
I think it's not even that. I think it's about bringing attention to the history that is American history.
It is
American history.
Yeah.
Forget that it's Black history. It's American history. That it wouldn't be there. And I mean, we've all.
That's fair.
We all went to basically had a school curriculum. We learned about essentially 3 people: Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. There's no other person that we really talk about. Maybe Frederick Douglass, depending on what school you went to, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe you read his book. Maybe, of course, Harriet Tubman. like there's only like 4 or 5 people we actually learned. Yeah, that's it. But there's so much more to the history, and that to me, that's more why I appreciate Black History Month, because there's an aura behind it. You're gonna learn a little bit more than you probably knew the year before. Something's gonna come to your attention. Like for me, that happens every year. Like I'm gonna learn something different.
I think you do have a good point, but I do wonder. How did we get here? We were talking about romance.
I know, yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we got way off track. I know. I'm sorry. That's completely my fault. Completely my fault. Let's get back on track. My apologies.
I'll say this. My most grand event. Damn, what is it? Gesture. Yeah. Is I regret it. I regret it.
Okay, what was it?
I made a video with my ex.
Okay.
We were friends. Do you know you know of her, but yeah, Callie.
Okay.
I made a video. It was a romantic video.
Okay.
We went to Florida vacay video. I did like a little I don't know, man, just shot a lot of stuff together. I mean, I got a lot of good, there's a lot of good, it was good stuff, but I'm like, for it to not work out with us, I put my heart and soul into that, man. Like,
but I mean, isn't that life though?
Yeah.
It's life though.
Yeah, but yeah.
No, I'm saying it's life.
It's
life. It's one of those things where, it's 20. What is it? Hindsight is 20/20. Like,
yeah.
I mean, how do you know that in the moment that it's not going to work out? You know what I mean? How do the way I look at it?
It's not that. It's not that. I wish if I knew what I knew now. That's why I wanted to talk about.
Okay,
this,
what do you?
Because here's the thing. Because we had our relationship wasn't defined by it. So for me to have the courage to be willing to create something of that magnitude, to express my love
and to be vulnerable,
I can't take that back. Right? It never even had to have happened.
Okay.
Most women don't even want romanticism. That is more of a. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
So that's something. It's a lesson heeded from here on out. It's like it sounds good, it feels good, but it's not truly good in a sense. Because once again,
I disagree on that.
Well, no. Well, here's my theory, right? And I want to know why you disagree. Here's my theory. Even with all the passion that I have, right? there's a more efficient way to execute that. Like I learned like more about myself. I was like, I'm just a passionate person, period. So like you said, those women might be interchangeable or whatever it is, and it's like I would still have the same capacity to show my love to that magnitude. But I started listening to more music, kick back, get more into my fields, watch a good film, be more art. Art is like, what's the word I'm looking for? To do that for an actual person, to venerate an individual to that degree, that's where it gets a little dangerous. I just don't think I didn't love in a healthy way. I was willing to make that for her, but in a sense, only because on some level I had her on a pedestal, and that backfired. You can't exist in both the all right, willing to show my love and oh well, I can humbly kind of, how can I say this? You understand where I'm going with it though?
No.
Yeah,
vulnerability has to you have to have a you have to love with moderation to a degree. And what I did for her, like at the end of the day, it felt good in that moment, like the right thing to do. But that's because I was loving too much with my heart rather than my mind. Does that make sense?
Would it be worth it had it worked out between you two? Would you feel differently?
Yeah, because I think that's the determining factor. Is like, if it worked out, would you feel the same way?
I'd be willing to argue it didn't work out because not directly because like I did that.
Oh, just the intent behind it, the energy behind it,
the energy that I possessed to be willing.
Okay.
You understand what I mean by that?
I'm kind of
so too much emotional investment into the idea led to complications that. So go ahead.
And I think
I have reasons for saying that.
I think I know where you're at, right? Like I don't think I believe to fully love somebody, you have to love thyself. You have to be in love with thyself. You have to really internally love who you are, how you are, and what comes with you, good, bad, and the ugly. And what it sounds like, so what I'm hearing is maybe you weren't in a space where you were really loving every aspect of you, but you pour that into her, essentially.
Sounds good to me.
Being vulnerable and going above and beyond for her, but you but you didn't do that. You weren't doing that for yourself at that particular time.
Yeah.
So you put all that love and whatever you weren't getting for yourself into that particular person. That is unhealthy. I agree with that, but I don't align that with romanticism. I align that with not trauma bonding, but something close to that.
Okay,
if that makes sense. Like something in that field, in that umbrella. Like if it's trauma bonding, it's like under there somewhere. If that makes sense. Like whatever you were going through forced you to put yourself in a space where you felt like you need to do that to receive. Because maybe you thought, hey, if somebody did this for me, then I would love them internally, or so on and so forth, something like that.
Yeah. So what it is I'm kind of when it comes to romanticism, period, I'm kind of an extremist, and I think that's where it goes both ways. That's why I say learning how to love with moderation. But I'm kind of an extremist in a lot of things now that I think about
also, it. So what is love being to you? That matters.
Loyalty and sacrifice. And that's something I learned through that. You can sit here, the ideal love can be chopped up so many different ways. But the only thing the withstanding love of anything is simply loyalty and sacrifice.
So what is your definition of romance?
I would say